Hey everybody. I figured that this video would be a little bit about pre-flood timelines and how most of the civilizations that exist today, or at least most of the ones that have been credited with certain architectural buildings that are, well, obviously really run down, old, and no one can really technically date some of these things. They're old as the flood, some of these things, i.e. like the Pyramid of Giza. That's one of those things. Again, all of these things that I talk about, all of which my grandfather told unto me. So again, this is just word by mouth. It's better for everyone to just look up their own information and come to your own beliefs on the situation. Now, from what he explained to me, these pre-flood civilizations spanned the globe. It wasn't just technological. It was also, I guess you could say, semi-spiritual. It had nothing to do with the concept of, like, everyone had their own gods. I mean, yeah, there were different entities to which decided to call themselves gods, but obviously there's only one God. It was more along the lines that technology surpassed the rest of humanity at the time. So most people saw that as magic. Now, many would argue, if there was, technology and whatnot, then why don't we find it around here? Well, let's see. Most technology is made up of metals, correct? Now, throughout our history, what have we used for war against each other? You see, the concept of order through chaos is so old. It is old as knowledge itself. Let me put it like this. 100 years go by after a massive cataclysmic event happens on Earth. Around this time period. No one's able to maintain the roads. No one's able to maintain the power lines, the electrical structures, anything that's made out of metal. No one really cares to take care of that. Let me put it like that. And after a while, every different culture decides to just war with each other. Different groups rise and fall. And they all realize that in order to fight each other, they need certain kinds of things to kill each other with. Whether it be, at least let's take out guns out of the picture. Say back to swords, spears, axes, all these things, arrows. You're going to be chopping up the power lines. You're going to be taking out cars and melting everything down that's made out of metal. And eventually, the humans themselves that built that civilization that they were a part of are now the ones disintegrating it for the sake of war. We can produce 10 times as much as we can kill, especially if you take guns and bombs out of it. Now put that into perspective. Why is there no technology left? Because we're still here. We're still killing each other over land, resources. It's the same thing. Yeah, obviously there's still mining operations. But after you chop everything up and you disintegrate everything that you got, you got to go looking for more. You see? All the, I guess you could say, the mystery schools and the bloodlines that exist today, for the most part, are pre-flood. They survived the flood. God wiped away all that he could. He got a lot of it. He got most of it. But he almost got all of us too. And that's the issue. They survived because we survived. And no one's smart enough to get rid of the rest of them. It's like a bunch of cockroaches. They might be able to survive an entire house fire in your pant leg. And then when you go to find another house, they hop off and infest that house. It's a terrifying thought, but that's how smart these things are. They're not even fully human. The part that is human is it's just flesh to them. That's why they go through these processes where they try to cremate care. It's not only just to kill care in us, but it's to kill care in themselves so they can somehow prevent some connection to God. They envy and love Satan, and Satan cannot be with God. He is so far from God that he's inept in seeing and understanding God. Anyways, long story short of this whole video that I wanted to bring up, there were pre-flood civilizations. They obviously didn't survive. And those that did now rule us today. It's the reason why that these terrorists, these mercenaries of the day are going around and blowing up architectural stuff all throughout the Middle East. That's the main area that could survive. That's the reason why there's a lot of it left there. Most of those Buddhist structures, how old do you think those things are? In actuality, this concept that the Hinduism and the Hindus believe in, how old do you think that is? Most, I wouldn't say most, but a good chunk of their buildings and their structures, their temples, predate the flood. This is the point of the Ten Commandments. You know how many idols they have over there? Come on, guys. If we're going to learn from our past, then we need to see it for what it is. Think of my words. Next video I'm going to make, I'm going to talk about some of the other things my grandfather told me. Such as the things that he did during Vietnam, which is going to be a hard subject for me to go through. God bless. Good luck.